Hey, I'm Stephanie Staples, and I am at the CCM Cafe in Nashville, Tennessee. I started writing music when I was about 14 years old. It was a way to process some things that were going on in my life. My piano teacher had shown me, I think, 3 chords, and I went home and I wrote like 3 songs and went back and he showed me a few more and wrote more songs. I'm not going to say they were the best songs I've ever written, but actually what's so funny is during that time, some of them were so meaningful that we've pulled out a few and have dropped them into the last 2 records. So I've been, since that time, just writing, recording, traveling, doing churches, homeless shelters, festivals, retreats, you name it. I've done it all. And it's been a really wild, exhausting, and wonderful experience. The last 10 years or so, I've been doing a lot of my music ministry over in the United Kingdom and some in Europe, especially Scotland, which is a place that is very near and dear to my heart. My husband and I both absolutely love it. We actually named our daughter Scotland because of all of our trips to Scotland and how much we love the people and the culture and the beauty of that place. So yeah, I've been going around and it's been really, really rewarding. My heart is to encourage people to find the light, to encourage them that there is light. And I think music is a really beautiful way to do that because sometimes we can say in a song what people wouldn't actually even receive if we just said it to their face. So I found it's beautiful. And over in Scotland, a lot of times we'll go into villages and places where there aren't that many people. So maybe you'll have 30 to 50 people come to a concert. And some of those are the most meaningful concerts that I've ever done because it just seems like you're able to connect to the heart. And I don't know, even my defenses are down. I feel more relaxed and it's just been great. So that's who I am. That's what I do. And this year we recorded 2 records. One, Love Broke Through, which released in January. So it's kind of like last year recording, released in January. And then this, we just wrapped up another one, which so far is nameless, but we will let you know when that's out. And before that, I think I have 8 before that. So some of them are online, Apple Music, Spotify, all the places. And of course, my website, stephaniestaples.com. And then some of them are just on CDs that are drifting around the world that I pulled off of the internet. So if you have one, good for you. So my husband and I started going overseas after I received an invitation to sing in a friend's wedding in Scotland. And that actually had a connection to music ministry as well. It's someone who I had been back and forth in communication with. He was a poet and I was an artist, musical artist. And we just felt like both of us, that God was using both of us to speak to each other. And encourage each other. And so years later, after finding each other online, him finding my music and me reading his poetry, he asked me and Eric to come and play in his wedding. And so when we were like, okay, well, let's book some concerts. So we did. And then we just fell in love and that kind of spiraled. We met some amazing people. And it's just, we've continued to be able to go back. So yeah, that's how it started. Love Broke Through was released in January. It was recorded last year. It took a couple months with some scheduling and touring and different things in between. And I'm really excited because we did some covers, which I don't always do. But on this record, it just felt appropriate. They went along with the songs that I had written. We did Your Love Broke Through, a Keith Green song. Keith was incredibly influential in my life and in my writing. And I love how it turned out. We really tried to stay true to the integrity of Keith's music when we did that song, making it 2022, 2023, but still keeping that heart and that feel that Keith had. And then we did a song by Stephen Curtis Chapman called Higher Ways. It's not one of his most popular songs, but it's my favorite song that he wrote. And I've wanted to cover that for like 17 years and just never did, and I love it. Nate Duggar did the acoustic guitars. He's a musician here in town. He's played with everybody. He's so great, and he just nailed it. It was such a wonderful experience. Blair Masters on the keys. It was just great. And then I was so thrilled to have Phil Keggy play on 2 songs. Phil Keggy's another one of my childhood, someone I looked up to so much. So he's just amazing. He's on it. So very honored, very special record. It was produced by Jeremy Casella. And yeah, I can't wait for you guys to hear it. You can find it on Apple Music and Spotify and all the platforms. So go download it and enjoy. In the music world, we're sometimes divided into Christian and non-Christian music. And I think that's the negative, because I'm a Christian who writes music, and some of my music might be put into the Christian genre, but at the end of the day, it's just music. And my goal in writing and my goal in recording is to be true, be authentic, to never sit down and try to manufacture something, but to just let whatever I'm feeling come out. So there are love songs that I've written, some that have been released, many have not. There have been songs of lament that I've written. Some have been released, some have not. I've written to friends, and I've always written to God, because that's how I process my faith and the things that I'm going through. And so with all of the writing and recording that I've done over the years, the best compliment I've ever gotten, and I've gotten it repeatedly, is that my music is authentic. It doesn't come off as someone trying to preach at someone, even though sometimes the lyrics are very explicitly Christian. And I feel like that is what people need to hear. So as a Christian, I'm not ashamed to play a Christian song, even in a secular venue, if it's a song that I wrote for myself to process things. And I've found that when I do that, even if it's like a place where people have no faith at all and don't have any interest in it, there's respect there, because they can see that it's real for me. And I think that in music, especially the Christian music, it started out as a bunch of people who were just artists. They were writers. They were writers before they came to Jesus, and then they became Christians, and they began to write about Jesus. It wasn't like they were trying to create something with any agenda at all. And so my passion and my hope is that every record that I do and continue as I continue this journey will be authentic, will be will come off as real, so that when people hear it, they're not gonna feel like I'm trying to do anything. And then honestly, I think people can find connection that way. And when we sing about our weaknesses and our hurt and our struggle, wherever they are in their journey, they can relate to that. So that's my heart, that's my goal. And music should be and can be a cup of cold water to people. And wherever I go, I pray for that too, just that somebody will leave a concert, or if they're listening to something on the radio or on Spotify, that they'll feel lifted and that they'll feel refreshed and maybe have a little bit more hope than they came with. So